Merry me, everyone. It is Sunday, and I don't know if I'll be making a video every Sunday, because Sundays are usually kind of crazy, but I'm making one this Sunday so that you can all get to know me a little better. So we're going to call this Social Sunday, and I'm going to talk about my particular path. First and foremost, I consider myself to be a witch because I do magic. I do spells, I celebrate the moons, I celebrate the suns, and on these particular occasions, I do magic. I don't just, you know, oh, it's the moon, hail to the moon. I mean, I do a spell. I do something to better my life. I use magic to make my life better. And that is why I consider myself a witch. I use magic to help others when they need it, when they ask me. And because of that, I consider myself a witch. And I have some recommendations because they've been on my mind all day, and because I am talking about being a witch. And if you really want to just read some great books on witches, I highly recommend Terry Pratchett's books. Specifically his books about witches, which are The Weird Sisters, Witches Abroad, and he's got a couple more in that series, and they're very good too. My favorite is The Weird Sisters. And then also his series on Tiffany Aching, the Tiffany Aching books, Hatful of Sky, The Wintersmith. I'm leaving out a few, but they're awesome. I love them so very, 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 very much. I can't recommend them highly enough. They're great. His writing is wonderful. And just buy them, read them, whatever, check them out from the library if you can. Just whatever you can do. Just get hooked. Love them. Now, I do have a tendency to call myself Wiccan because it's easier. It's easier than saying I'm a witch to a lot of people because I am from the South. I live in the South. I live in Alabama specifically, the buckle of the Bible Belt. And, if you say witch, people freak out. If you say Wiccan, people go, what's that? And one of the reasons I consider myself Wiccan is because I think the difference between a Wiccan and a witch is Wiccans celebrate. It's a religion, and witches practice. They put their magic in motion. And so, in a sense, I am Wiccan because I do, celebrate the moons and I do celebrate the suns. But I think the Wiccan read is one of the most irritating things that has ever happened to witchcraft. I don't like it. It's almost like the Bible in a sense that everybody quotes it and nobody understands it, and everybody chooses two parts of it to constantly say, but nobody takes the whole thing and says, well, you've got to follow the whole thing. They're like, you've got to follow these two things. And no, you can't pick and choose. If you're going to follow something, follow it. Do it. And the law of three, no. I am sorry. But what makes us so special that we get retribution and reward threefold? I mean, really. Out there, there's the golden rule, there's karma, And everything says you get, what you give. I'm with that. That is an awesome thing to think about. That is an awesome thing to keep in mind. But to think that we are so special that we get 3 times the reward, 3 times the retribution, it hurts my head. Don't get me started. As I've said many times, I follow the Sumerian pantheon, particularly the goddess Inanna and the god Dumuzi. A lot of people follow the Greek pantheon. A lot of people follow Egyptian. I don't know a whole lot of people who follow the Sumerian. And I think that's a shame because it is one of the oldest, and the stories are just amazing, and it talks about when gods actually walked the planet. They were not these ideals or personifications of natural events. They were real, and they created us. And their stories are just these amazing events that are so widespread and so well remembered that they have affected every civilization and every culture and every person, even to this day. And you may not even realize it, you may not know it, but it's true. I also like to, talking about magic now, I love to do magic. One of the things that I bring into my magic a lot of times is hoodoo, because I think it's a very potent form of magic. But instead of using like Catholic saints and stuff, again, I use Sumerian pantheon. I do a lot of goddess work. And by goddess work, I mean that I invoke goddesses. I learn what it is that they want me to know or to do, and then I try to live that way. Sometimes I will just dress as a goddess, or I'll make something goddess related and use it to further understand that goddess. I think it's very important to my path that I do this goddess work, because I consider my path to be a path of beauty. Inanna is the goddess of love and beauty, and I feel that what she has told me is that if you are beautiful inside and you're beautiful outside, then that beauty will radiate and fill every part of your life. And you will have love for yourself, and you'll have love for others. And that love will make everything else about your life easy. I lost that. I lost that along the way. I lost that years ago when I was going through some really hard times. And back then, my goddess was Venus, and Venus is the same goddess as Inanna. It was her Roman title, Venus. And then some things happened, like I was talking about in my Inanna and Dumuzi video, and I became very angry and very hurt, and instead of following the path of beauty, I became vain, And my goddess abandoned me. Because there's one thing my goddess hates more than anything else, it is vanity. Because when you have beauty without love, all you have is vanity. But now that I have figured that out, and that I'm beginning to re-establish my connections and feel that love again, my goddess is getting stronger in my life, and I feel like I'm on the path to beauty again, and that makes me very happy.